All right, everybody, today we're back. It's going to be a great episode. I'm super excited for y'all to see it. Today we're with my man, Dawud Bey. He's a big-time developer in the city. He does a lot of stuff with the youth and a lot of first-time buy a home programs. So I think you guys are going to really, really, really like it. It's a Philly OG with a great story, so you're welcome in advance. Before we get into the pond, though, it is brought to you by Renovo Financial. So if you want a hard money loan, you're trying to get into the game, you got to hit up Jeremy from Renovo. He will get you right. Everyone I know that's making real money and doing real volume in the city, they all use Jeremy. Literally all of them. PA, Jersey, everyone I know making a lot of money, they legitimately all use Jeremy. I'm not exaggerating. And when it's time to refinance out into a DSCR loan, guess who they're all using? Ding dong, they're using Jeremy. So hit up Jeremy from Renovo and he'll get you right. Also, this is brought to you by My Better FICO. If you need to get your credit straight, bro, you got to hit up my boy Patrick at My Better FICO. Here's my link right over here. Alec, my video bull, put the link right there. bit.ly/Nick Wholesales Houses. That's what you got to do. I'm telling you what, my credit was garbage. It was in the 500s. And I got with Patrick, and oh my goodness, we're good. We're in the 700s now like a real adult, and you could do the same thing. So, all right, boys, I hope you enjoy the pod. Let's get into it. All right, my man, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you a ton.
It's my pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Heck yeah, there we go.
That's right.
I'm excited to get to know you.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask, man, how long have you lived in the Piazza?
I've been living here for 2 years, going on 3 years now.
Okay. I meet a lot of real estate people live up in here.
A lot of real estate guys, developers, different guys. You know, I primarily lived in almost not every building in Philadelphia, but a lot of new developments.
All the good ones.
in the city, I kind of moved in them places, kind of studying them, meeting other people. It's a good place to network.
Yes.
You know, it has its own community. So I've been living that co-op style lifestyle for a minute now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the other buildings that you think compare to this one? That you've liked a lot?
Compared to this one, well, they new product that they got on, 1001 Broad Street. That's the only thing that's comparing right now.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other super high-end, nice buildings down in Rittenhouse and places like that, you know. So, but from the product that the Post Brothers put out, they put out pretty good stuff. They got this place. Yeah. They have 1001 Broad Street. They have the Darien Street project that's just great come to the pipeline. So there's a lot of good stuff out here. And then now you look up and down Spring Garden and, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but they're building everything.
So many units, thousands of units is coming to the market that when you got guys like us, you know what I mean, that's just trying to get in where we fit in, sometimes it could be a little bit, you know, intimidating, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so you be looking like, man, where are all these people going to go at?
Yeah, how are they going to get? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How are they going to get all the people to put in there?
Yeah, so I guess I just been making myself feel better by thinking that maybe because there's so much old inventory on the market, when you give people more options with more amenities and stuff like that, it kind of people want change. People want to move out of some of the old houses that they're living in. Some people getting older, you know, and they want elevators and stuff like that, you know, instead of walking up flights of steps. So those type of things is what I just try to rationalize and just realize that everybody need a place to stay. Yeah. And then when you look at New York, when you look at D.C., when you look at Boston, Rhode Island, you look at places like that, it's way too expensive to live out there. Yes. So you got people that, especially in New York, it's like you got people that's willing to come here, move here, commute back to New York, and still make out better than what they would if they was living in New York.
Yeah. Imagine something like this in New York.
Oh man,
Maybe
something like
10
this in
grand a
New
month,
York.
at
That's
least,
right.
yeah.
Every unit in here would be at least 10 grand.
Exactly.
You know, even the you probably
The
couldn't even-
studios in here maybe 10 grand, man.
at least 7,500 for a studio.
Yeah, my little brother lives in New York.
Right.
He's got a basement. A little basement apartment is $2,000.
I mean, I never seen nobody use space the way that New York does. They don't waste anything.
No.
Not nothing. So
Efficient.
yep. So that's the thing about New York. They're gonna get the most out of everything with dealing with the buildings that they design.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
But they're getting a lot out of this.
Post road?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I like it. You know, it gives you everything that you need. You know, I work a lot from home. You know, so to be able to have meetings here, and then you can even do events and stuff like that here. So I always lived in those type of spaces where I figure if I'm paying an extra $1,000 or whatever, that's my office space. You know, so
exactly.
it's money that you're gonna have to spend anyway. But if you could spend it in close proximity, basically where you live,
The convenience pays for
right,
itself.
coming off the elevator right to your meeting.
Exactly. I fill my pod here.
Yep.
I go to the gym here.
Yep. They don't mind you taking content, doing what you want to do here.
They want you to take content.
Yes, they do. Exactly.
They're happy about it. And people
Exactly.
don't look at you crazy because if you live in a building like this, like
All right, but we giving them
Instagram
too much unpaid advertisement right now, right?
you gotta discount our rent. That's it. Come on, the Strong Brothers, discount our rent.
Yeah.
So, man, tell me your story. How do you get into real estate?
Oh man, I'm born and raised, you know, and just to introduce myself to
please.
you know, to the community here that don't know me. My name is Dawud Bey. I'm the founder of Fine Print Construction, Fine Print Companies, and we are a full service development and construction firm.
Okay.
So we primarily right now is specializing in a lot of affordable housing, single family housing. We also do multi-unit buildings. I probably did like 100 units of multi-unit buildings throughout my construction. And then also with my development, you know, I've been building a lot of different little small, you know, projects and stuff like that to build up my portfolio as far as rental income and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So we didn't skip any steps. Literally, I started out growing up in South Philadelphia, living in the Point Breeze area, and starting out with single family houses to the duplex, to a triplex, to 4 units, then to 6. You understand?
Yeah.
And then the 18 units, and then I did another 17 unit. That's actually get ready to be a 24 unit. We just got it approved by the Historical Commission. It's one of those nice brownstones on Parkside Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we bought it as a 17 unit development, and then we went back and got zoning to build another 7 units that's also on the property as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's legally zoned now for a 24 unit development, and we get ready to start, you know, construction on that.
Ooh, God bless it.
Yep.
And they know you at LNI.
They know me at LNI. They now know me at the Historical Commission. They know me at the Water Department. They know me all over the place because we doing business. And the good thing about the Turn the Key program and affordable house program that the city has created, particularly Mayor Sherelle Parker has an initiative to build 30,000 homes within the next 4 to 5 years. And the purpose of it, of course, people need affordable housing.
Yes.
Like we sitting in here.
This is not affordable housing.
Talking about with the rent rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like the average person living in Philadelphia can't afford to live in these type developments. But our goal is to make sure that we balance the playing field. So the Turn the Key program, and along with the Minority Developer Program that the Land Bank has created, PHDC in the Land Bank has created, has afforded minority developers to get access to publicly owned land. So I'm one of the first members that graduated from that cohort. I'm one of the first members that they gave me the properties and awarded me some lots to be able to do affordable housing. My first award as Fine Print Companies was 45 units in the Point Breeze area. And that consists of 8 single-family homes, 3 triplexes, 1 duplex, and 1 26-unit development that I was able to find right on Point Breeze Avenue. So, you know, there's a lot of ways to be able to leverage your experience because like I said, I never skipped any steps, and every part of my growth, I learned something at every stage. And I understand why banks and lenders don't allow you to skip from you don't want a single family house, then you trying to skip to a 25 unit building.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, most times they're not going to support that because that experience is not there. So at the end of the day, it's like, going through the process that I've been through, like I said, starting from a single family literally to a duplex, and just being able to just scale from there has really been the thing that really built my confidence to let me know that I can definitely do this type of business.
Yeah, of course. There's no elevator in life.
There's no elevator, right? Yeah.
No.
There's no end to it, at least.
Yeah.
Keep going up as high as you want.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tell me more about the land bank project. I'm a little bit familiar with it, like from like a couple yards away, but I don't fully understand it. I know that it's that the city owns a ton of land,
Right.
and they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Right.
And up until relatively recently, like no one could get any of it.
Well, back in the day, Mayor Street had an initiative. He caught a lot of flack about it, too. We had a lot of dilapidated properties that wasn't collecting taxes. And they was falling down. They was tearing down other people's properties that was next to it and stuff like that because they was in such bad conditions. So he had a mission. He tore down 25, 30,000 houses or something like that. And everybody thought he was crazy, but it was cheaper to take it down and safer to take it down, as opposed to leave all of these dilapidated properties there that was also unsafe for the community.
Yeah.
So he did that years ago, and now the city has an inventory of probably like 40-something thousand vacant properties.
They're city-owned. If you look it up,
The city-owned
Housing Authority.
Right, Philadelphia Land Bank or the PHDC, the Redevelopment Authority, people like that is in various different city agencies, but when they come together and you go through the land bank process, they basically consolidate all the efforts to make sure that they're getting it out to qualified developers who can develop these properties within a year or two or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you just getting them and sitting on them. And then all of them have what they call deed restrictions, probably a 15-year deed restrictions on the properties to make sure that that the city maintain affordability. So that's the main goal.
You can't flip them. You have to hold
Right. You can't get them for $1, which they will sell them to you for $1 or sell them to you for $1,000 or whatever like that. But you can't get them and flip them for $150,000.
No, they're not giving out like necessarily free money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So you actually go to jail if you don't keep your commitment with that type of stuff.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's like this, just learning how to do business with the city of Philadelphia is really important, and once you learn how to do business with city government, I think that could be a game changer for a lot of people that's involved with construction or even real estate.
Yeah, that's a huge leg up.
For sure.
Most people, their biggest issue is dealing with the city.
I mean, at the end of the day, the government, if any government, municipal or whatever, they own most properties. They are like PHA.
Yeah.
PHA is the largest developer and property manager in the country. You understand? So at the end of the day, they think like developers, they operate like developers, they buy properties and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, you got, city agencies that's really, acting as, like I said, as developers. Yeah.
And you've gotten some of the properties from PHA?
Not from PHA. I'm looking forward to doing business with PHA because PHA actually does put out more inventory than the Philadelphia Land Bank. You understand? Because they're a bigger organization. They've been doing it longer. They have the infrastructure to do it, and it's federal funded. You understand? So when you get federal funding, your money is different. So they buying properties, they selling properties. They hire you as developers. They do partnerships with developers. They hire you as general contractors. So at the end of the day, PHA is one of the largest. And this thing up, not just because they're one of the biggest, but when you look at how big they are, how many properties that they own, how many buildings that they own, all them buildings need maintenance. All them buildings need something or different issues and stuff like that. So when you're dealing with Even federal buildings. They talking about selling just now on the news today. They talking about selling hundreds of federal buildings and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, you know, they got too much stuff at the end of the day. Buildings that's maybe 100 offices or 400 or 500 offices, but they might be using 5% of the space. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a lot of things that you can do when you deal with government.
Okay. That's a good, very smart network of people to begin with, too.
Again, like I said, because they got everything.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's the people that you want to try to do business with when you're talking about scaling and going to the next level.
And good connections to have, obviously.
Obviously, yes, for sure.
Definitely good connections. So, but if you've gotten land from the land bank,
Yes.
what does that process look like?
It's a long process. It ain't for the weak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't for the weak. You know, it's a long process, but it's a tedious process. The application process is long, you know, but at the end of the day, it's something that needed to be done. You know, we need all boots on the ground. There's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they need qualified professionals that know what they're doing so they can help the mayor meet her goals of the 30,000 units. She's not just talking about all affordable. They got pre-existing buildings that's just sitting still that don't deserve to be torn down. They need to be preserved. You know, so those preserved buildings too with PHA, they have a lot of preserved buildings. Them buildings that you see with those metal fences and gates on them and stuff like that, you know, all over the windows, look like a prison or something. Those are PHA houses that's just sitting there and looking for development and stuff. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know your numbers. You got to know how to put performance together. You got to be bankable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to show up there really correct.
Yep. You got to show up and show up right. Yep.
I get that. How many pieces of land have you gotten at this point from them?
Over 50. You know, we right now developing 39 units currently right now. We probably have about 29 of the houses completed and probably sold about 15 of the 39 total. So between that, the 45, you understand? So it's a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a bunch of partners that you run with and that you do all this with?
No, I don't have a bunch of partners. I have one partner. The Riverward Group is one of my partners. With Rusty and Larry McKnight. They over at the Riverward Group. So that was another strategic partnership from Fine Print to partner with bigger developers with more experiences and back office experiences and things that I just learned a tremendous amount about development. So leaving or being independent from that partnership just built even more confidence, you know, that we can actually get the jobs done. And I'm still looking for other partnerships. I don't mind partnering because I don't want to do all of the work either. Like, you understand?
Are you kidding? Of course, man. I wish that I learned that earlier on.
Right. I don't want to do all the work. So my thing is all about what that podcast, On Your Leisure. I'm trying to earn my leisure, you understand, by doing the work that I need to do, putting people in position, hiring the right people, looking for the right talent and stuff like that, people that's smarter than me, you know, and just, you know, be the facilitator of the relationships that I got.
I like that. I like how you put that. Be the facilitator of the relationships that I got.
Yeah.
That's very good. I'm trying to do more of that.
Right.
When I was younger, crazier, running around, it was difficult for me to delegate anything in the first place. Mm-hmm. So now I'm trying to get better at that. And
it's hard.
Facilitating.
It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy because it's like, you know, first of all, you got to get everything from here and on your email into one place. You understand? Yes. That's the goal because that allows you to become helpable. People can't even help you if you don't have no infrastructure. You understand? Yes. So the only way that you can scale is based upon the systems that you create. So you got to create systems so people can come in and, you know, go to the information that you're telling them that you have because you can't talk your way through everything.
Yeah. If it's all in here, you're cooked.
Yeah, you're cooked.
You're cooked. I try to hire a couple people and try to put them on my systems that are all in here.
No.
Give it to them all word of mouth.
No.
I had hired in my life so many different people that could have been great, but I wasn't set up for them to be great.
Right.
And now, you know,
people can only function well within the system that you create. You know, if the system is not set up correctly, then your people is not going to function correctly. You know, so
Very
at the end of the
much
day, you have to, and me, you have to be technology savvy. You know, you really got to, figure out, the systems that you need that fit your business. Like with us, we got Procore and Builder-Trend and stuff like that for construction related things to help streamline things, whereas you got control, you have everything, in its proper place as far as schedules of values, all your subcontractors, all of the jobs that you have, everything could be synchronized within that one system to allow you to control the money. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing about going out there, go getting all this work, go getting all these jobs, but if you can't control the influx of the money that's coming in and billing and putting names, every dollar got to have a name, so you got to put the money where it properly is supposed to be built at. So at the end of the day, it's like it's a lot of stuff that people really underestimate when it comes to business. Go out there and go get the business. All right, boom. Now what you gonna do?
It's true.
So it's like it's really hard. You know what I mean? I don't like to sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? To make it seem like, oh, you could just do this, all you got to do this. You hear a lot of stuff like that on podcasts. Bro, listen, especially when you're starting out, because you cannot afford to hire the people that you need to do what you're trying to get done. So how many hats?
When you first start out,
you can't afford to do it. So how many hats you got to wear?
You have to wear all the hats until you can have some success, get some money, start hiring people to wear some of the hats.
And it's a longer journey than you think. You understand? It's a longer journey than you think, before you get to that point where you can actually afford to hire an admin, hire a construction manager, hire a superintendent, hire a foreman, pay laborers to do everyday little cleanup work and stuff like that. Pay yourself. You understand?
Yes.
So you literally have to learn how to do it.
Yes.
Like how to. Because it's like you can have the jobs, you can have the money in the pipeline, but how do you get to it? How do you get to it? But you got the bank, you got the loans, you understand? But how do you get the money out of the drawer? You have to have experience, you have to have relationships, and you have to know how to build or money.
Yeah. You
got to have money to float the job. You understand? So you figure if your job is $1 million, is an old rule of thumb that says you at least have supposed to have at least 5 or 10% of the $1 million job that you got. So you need between $100,000 and $200,000 to float the job, unless you got relationships.
You have to put that money out of the street before they'll give you that draw.
That's right.
Before they'll give it back, and they're gonna send somebody out. Then you're gonna pay for that person to come out and look at it.
Every time they come out, they charging you a fee.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you only can take what you can float.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that. They go, they're going to pay for my construction.
Yep.
This lender says they'll pay for the construction here, but you have to put the money up.
And sometimes, it's like you also got to just be creative and, like I said, building relationships. But it's going to take time and experience with that, because you build relationships with your suppliers and your subcontractors. So you supposed to, if you qualified to do the work really on a major level, you should be able to float the job, because you should have net 30s. With your subs and your vendors. You understand? So at the end of the day, if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to survive on a development level.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the net 30?
Net 30 is 30 days before you have to pay. You understand? So instead of a guy coming to you saying, man, I need 50% down payment, 25% down payment. Nah. Start the job. If you qualified, you should be able to float that. Get me to the drawer. It is the language. You understand?
Get me to the drawer.
Get me to the drawer. You know what I mean? Because if you want the work, I already gave you the work. You got the contract. I ain't going nowhere. It's bank funded. He's supposed to be able to get you to the drawer as opposed to asking you for money.
Okay. So with your contractors, you wait until it's done.
He'll start it, and you can do progress payments.
Okay.
You understand? Because show me something. You got to put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, you understand? You just can't come expecting you to get the money. It's like, you got to and if you got that type of experience, you already have that stuff in place.
And then you don't want to be dealing with any broke contractors anyway, because they're going to screw the money up as soon as you give it to them.
Yeah,
that's why they're broke.
Running to the next job, and then trying to chase money over here, and then even though you didn't pay them what they wanted, what they asked for, it become less valuable to them. You understand? Because they
didn't do the work.
Messed up the money already. Like, you understand? Rob Peter to pay Paul. So you never allow them to get ahead of you. You understand? Like the bank don't allow you to get ahead of them.
So you have to treat them like you're the bank.
You are the bank.
Yes, I guess you are the bank. I guess you're right.
Cut the checks from your company.
It's true. All right.
You understand? So you got to think like the bank too, and deal with them in accordance.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. You're doing all this development. You're probably managing so many contractors and so many subs.
It's crazy.
You've been burnt a lot of times. That's how you know this, I'm sure.
Well, I haven't been burnt a lot of times, to be honest with you.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
That's awesome.
Because my experience, I'm really blessed in that sense. You understand? Because, again, I'm not even going to say I'd never allow a guy to get ahead of me, because I built my reputation on paying people. See,
that's huge.
Most guys get burnt.
Don't have that.
Most guys get burnt as dudes that don't pay. You understand? When contractors know that you are a loyal person and you're going to pay, I got a theory that, look, pay the guy before sweat dry. So if it take me 2 weeks to get to the drawer, I'm paying you in 2 weeks. I'm not going to put you on a net 30 for me to pay you, because once the bank funded, I don't even want your money in my bank account no more. You understand what I'm saying?
Just take it. Yeah.
Right, get your money. So I don't overpay guys sometimes, and guys got mad at, why are you giving me all this money? Man, listen, because I don't want to spend it. You know what I mean? And that's what's like amateur type stuff that I was doing, but it kept me safe because I knew I wasn't playing in the money. Yes. I'd rather risk you doing what I need you to do as opposed to me holding it and spending it and not being able to pay you. Yes. You understand? So I put the pressure on you, and then my whole thing, I'm going to track you down. I'm going to get my job done. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of survived, and I never really... But I never really messed up no money on the job. But also it built relationships where guys started to appreciate that because they can count on me for cash flow.
Yeah.
You understand? Where other contractors holding them up. So they know with Dawud, I can give him a better price. One, because I know he's going to pay me fast.
Yeah, and they can actually count on getting the money back.
That's right. They can count on getting the money.
They don't have to wait for you.
That's right. And so that built the relationship with me and my contractors, where they go hard for me. When I call them, they come. You understand? If there's something wrong, they come back. You understand? Because you build that relationship as being a person that pay.
In this industry, that's everything. A lot of people don't have that.
No.
I saw somebody posting on Facebook the other day. I do a lot of business in Jersey. So-and-so hasn't paid me, blah, blah, blah. I see that a lot. Right. I mean, like, as a wholesaler, everybody shares their little thing with me.
Right. Speaking of wholesaling, I'm going to reverse the question back to you now. I'm going to interview you. Why do wholesalers have such a bad reputation?
Oh, I'll tell you. It's really, really simple. Greed and jealousy is the only reason wholesalers have a bad reputation. Greed and jealousy. I've never heard anyone give a complaint that didn't, at the end of the day, it was just greed and jealousy. Everything at the end of the day, the incentives are all financial. The only reason why anybody talks. I've never heard one homeowner complain about a wholesaler. I've only heard
bad deed or bad transaction.
I've only heard brokers and realtors complain about wholesalers.
Each other.
That's it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it. And that's just because they're jealous and they don't have a piece of the action.
Right.
That's it. I've never heard another complaint. The only other it's all, there's a boogeyman and everything. And
right.
The wholesaler is the boogeyman.
Right.
But the only other people say, oh, you're stealing from grandma, this and that. Like, I've never stole from grandma. I'd love to steal from grandma.
What's the process of wholesalers? How do y'all get y'all leads?
There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways that you can market. And there's outbound marketing and inbound marketing. Outbound marketing is a little bit more, it's like a lower cost, but it's also a lower spread, and it's way more work. And so if you're willing to sweat more, is good. Inbound marketing, I'm an inbound guy. I'm very well capitalized, and for me, it makes more sense. It's a fraction of the work. With inbound marketing, you're getting more quality rather than quantity. So all my leads, for the most part, are internet leads, Google ads. I have other friends that do a lot of direct mail. I don't do any direct mail. I just do the internet. I just do.
As it relates to direct mail, do you think the conversion rate is good? Like you actually get people to respond?
Heck yeah, it's all with direct mail for sure. Right. You have to have big boy dollars to do it, and a lot of wholesalers do not. So 99% of people that wholesale, they make $25,000 a month or less, right. And that's because most of them are street dudes that found a hustle that they can make some good money on, right. But like their systems are just that. They're just hustle. Not many people can manage their money, and in order to make more than 20, like you can just hustle 20, like if with just hustle, you can make 20, 25 grand a month. And any more than that, you have to actually be able to manage your money and have real systems. Right. And most people that are drawn to wholesaling do not have that. Yeah. And you need to be able to manage money and have systems to do big boy marketing like the mail. So like with mail, you gotta, let's say you drop 10 grand on the mail. If you drop 10 grand in the mail, you'll probably get maybe 50 calls max. You're probably going to get 40 calls inbound. Out of those 40 calls, you'll get 2 deals.
Okay.
And those 2 deals, your average spread is probably going to be like 25 grand, maybe 30 grand.
Mm-hmm. So the digital marketing
digital is slaps. Just as expensive, maybe a little bit cheaper, similar though. So like if I put 5 grand in the street, I'm going to get 15 leads. Out of those 15.
So you don't do it yourself?
What do you do?
You don't do the
I don't do
digital marketing?
No, I do PPL, which is like somebody else does it. Uh-huh. Somebody will run Google ads and I'll buy it from them. And I do it. I run my own Google ads also. Okay. I run my own Google ads also. But let's say I spend let's say I spend 5 grand in ads or in leads that I just buy from somebody else. Yeah. I'll probably get like 15 to 20 leads from that. And out of that, I'll get like 4 or 5 appointments in one deal.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Heck yeah. Average fee, like 25 grand. Well, you can do that once a week.
Right. Got it. Right.
You want to hire a bunch of sales guys. You can do that too.
Right. And get them a commission.
Exactly. But with wholesaling, leads, appointments equals deals. And then once you get the deal, you got to sell the deal.
Cool. Yep. That's good.
But it's been very, very good for me. I do flips as well. I don't just wholesale. I also flip. No rentals, but I do flip.
You don't hold none of your stuff?
I don't hold any of my stuff. None of my mentors, all my mentors tell me, Nicky, don't do that yet.
All right, yeah. Good word.
But I will. Once I have a bigger tax problem, I'm going to, for sure. But right now, I'm worrying more about getting to a point where I want to start camping. And by that, I mean, once I'm at a point where I just want to maintain and I am not wearing as many hats as I currently do, then I'll add on something new. But if I want to start holding properties, that's a whole other business in itself. How many businesses can I run at once?
About 3 or 4.
Well, I'm already running 3. I got my little social media thing. I got my wholesale business, and I do flips. So eventually I'll start holding. How many units do you have at this point?
About 30 units.
That's a healthy amount of units.
Mm-hmm. 30 units. Trying to get another 30 within this year.
Yeah, buddy.
It took me years to get to 30s, but I'm trying to now, once you're in position, it takes a shorter amount of time if you're doing things the correct way to get to that next level or that next 30 or whatever it is that you may have. So that's where I'm trying to get at right now, just to get the stuff that I got, that I own, actually fully develop and start the construction work on it.
Okay. Yeah. And do you do a lot of so with a lot of these developments, are you overseeing a lot of the construction yourself? What is your major hat that you are wearing currently?
I mean, all of them is major because we are a development firm and general contractor, so we do all our own work. Yes. You understand? We're a general contractor, but we specialize in carpentry and finished carpentry, rough and finished carpentry. So we have crews and teams, that basically get the work done. We manage all of that, so we doing everything soup to nuts, from development, managing the construction design teams, putting the projects together, value engineering. We do everything literally ourselves.
Okay.
In-house as far as construction, as carpenters and painters and guys like that. My everyday guys that have been with me for a while, I keep them busy.
Heck yeah, they love you.
Yep. They was my loyal guys that's going to get me to the finish line.
Then you hold them close.
Yes, and they've been battle tested. You know what I mean? We've been through some crazy projects, large projects, complex projects, and they don't quit on you. So when you got guys like that we got guys that's tried and true and that you can really depend on, it opens up a lot of doors for you, because everybody can't be depended upon. That's another thing. Like me, I'd rather die before I fuck you over. Like, you understand?
No, I get that.
My thing is, I just want to build that reputation, because my name and reputation means everything to me. So sometimes if I got to take a loss or pay out of my pocket because you take it too long to pay me, I just do what I got to do to keep the ball moving.
I mean, you eat the loss immediately and go.
Yep.
I understand that. I respect it.
Yep.
And it's a small city. It's a big city, but it's a small city.
It's very small.
In our business, your name really means everything.
That's right.
It really, really does.
Yep.
So it's good to do those things to build a good reputation for sure.
For sure.
What do you think the best areas in the city are right now for development? Like, what are the most attractive areas? What are you seeing?
The need development? Well,
or the most opportunity that are hot?
Well, any of these neighborhoods that people may think is less desirable, what they call them, D-class communities, Class D communities.
Not even C's, D.
Yeah, Class C's and all that red line and shit they be doing. And it really says to not put money into those particular districts, but those are the most viable districts that you need to be at. A lot of young developers that come to the city of Philadelphia, they don't know the neighborhoods, so they always be in the hot neighborhoods. You understand? But if you're in the hot neighborhoods, you done lost the upside of it. You understand? So the upside is in the most dilapidated communities that you can find. You understand? Yeah. So it's a lot of gold in them neighborhoods, and that's where you need to be at. Like, and take chances and just rent properties, own them. Don't try to go into those disenfranchised communities trying to do flips.
Nah.
But you let other people come in, you hold the properties, you see what's going on in the community, you get to meet the people in the neighborhood and see what the community is looking for, and you try to figure out how you can be an added value to that particular community.
Yeah.
So I just think places like North Abroad, further up past Temple Hospital, but past Temple University and Temple Hospital, I did 18 units in that area.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
What was that, 19140?
Yeah, 40. I
took
moved a lot of things in 40. 40.
It's on the road right now.
Yeah,
I was one of the first people to spend. I bought a house over there for $100,000. Nothing over there was selling for $100,000, right? I could have got it cheaper.
You overpaid.
I did at that time. So I bought that building. My construction cost for 4 units at that time, though, was like $250. So now I'm in it for $350. The building was worth $750 as appraisal.
The appraisal at $750?
Yes, because...
Oh, you made out like a bandit. You didn't overpay.
Well, because banks don't buy neighborhoods. Banks buy rent rolls.
That's if you do multifamily, heck yeah, they buy rent rolls.
They buy rent rolls. So whatever rent that I was able to justify is what they appraised the building at. And I could have done a little bit better if they would have took other historical numbers from other parts of the city. But most appraisers don't do that. You understand?
Banks don't buy neighborhoods. They buy rent rolls. That's really
right.
True, though.
Right. So they want to know how much income can come out of that building. And so you figure out of $350 and I'm able to get $6,000 a month out of a building, they're going to value there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it cash flows well. I refied out at $450, paid the bank off, and I was still able to walk away with some.
Yeah.
You know, I was able to walk away, and that would allow me to buy the 18 units down the street.
Exactly. You can just keep snowballing that and snowballing.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good. Multifamily is where it's at. I think that makes the most sense. If I was going to get rentals, I'd be getting multifamilies. As a wholesaler, I sell a lot of single families, and I see a lot of guys buy the single family rentals. That's more ARV when that's more like they are the banks. From what I see with the single family, they are looking at the neighborhood. Multifamily, no, though.
Right. Well, they still want to see an exit strategy, though. Banks.
Yeah.
So they still look at rent rolls, because if you can't sell it, how much could you rent it for to be able to keep paying off the interest reserve until it gets sold? So those are the type of things that you got to look at when you're putting together these numbers and stuff like that. Even with single family houses, you still have to have an exit strategy.
Yeah, so of course. Yeah, you got to know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
They're not just going to give you the money. No.
Right.
Heck yeah. They will just give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what are your goals for this year, you think?
What are my goals for this year? Skill, man. Skill. I want to do bigger things. I'm looking to build strategic partnerships. I want to possibly go union even.
Okay.
Yeah. Union is a lot of business, because in order to do business with PHA, you have to be union or pay on the wages. You know, so I'm looking at, how do I make the right decisions for my company to be able to scale, but don't scale too fast. Don't bite off more than I can chew, but definitely have a thought process of forward mobility. I'm looking at 296 units development, and I'm not going to say. I'm going to say Georgia. And
Okay.
I've been visiting down there a lot. I like Georgia a lot. I like to take some of the stuff that Georgia got and bring it here to Philadelphia, and take some of the Philadelphia flavor or California flavor to Georgia.
I dig that. All right.
You know what I mean? So I'm looking at, what's going on in the marketplace, paying attention to interest rates, how things is moving with stuff like that, looking at the California stuff. Is there any opportunities there? Or is it any opportunity elsewhere because of the tragic situation that happened in California? So when I say I want to bring California to Atlanta, I want to bring California-style houses to Atlanta. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that live in California now want to get out of California. Everyone want to get out of California. I don't know about everyone, but there's a lot of people that want to. It's people that's too old. You understand? It's some young people that, that don't feel like going through what it's going to take as relate to that whole process over there. Because let's just figure, if you're 80, 70, 75, 65 years old, do you really want to go through a permitting process?
Nah.
And we architects and engineers and build a whole new house? And who want to
take that?
Who want to go first?
Bounce.
If you even had insurance.
That's true.
You understand?
If you have insurance, you're taking the check and bounce, and if you didn't, you're taking the loss.
Right, and you take it, and you're getting out of there. So, so it's like, I don't think older people want to be going through that whole process there. So we got to have some turnkey developments and projects ready all over the country.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's part of what I want to do. Like I said, I want to just focus on what I got in front of me and perfect that, get better at that.
Yes.
But still, not being pigeonholed to any one thought process, but not being scattered either. So my thing is just make sure I got the proper balance, and as long as I can see what's in front of me, I don't panic. You know what I mean? It's just when I'm unorganized and I can't see it, it causes me to get,
anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not a fun experience. And I just want to make sure that all of my relationships that I build, not only that we make money together, but it be a good experience. So
That's key. I like that.
I'm older. I'm not trying to be going through a lot of stressful scenarios and relationships with people about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of just, like I said, keep moving forward and try to place yourself in position so you can earn your leisure back. You understand? Because you got to work hard to get to where you got to go, but then you got to take care of your family. You got to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to figure out how to balance both. I got this book I'm gonna promote called Who, Not How. Who, not how. Like, don't worry about how you're going to get it done. The thing is who's going to help you do it. The who is the most important thing. You got to find the right qualified people, smart talent, smart individuals that can do what you can do and even better. You know, so once you learn how to really free yourself up and stop being afraid, you understand, to be vulnerable, because in business you're going to have some vulnerability. You got to expose yourself to people, you understand? So at the end of the day, when you learn that and learn how to delegate people to the right positions is when I think you're going to really find a lot more success in your personal life as well as your business life. So I'm at the point, because of my age and because of my experience in business, you know, I'm pretty much comfortable that God got my back. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yes, I understand what you mean.
You know, and so you as you grow and build experience and you grow older, you find a certain level of contentment, you know, because when you're in them rough spots, you're able to have game time experience that you can reflect back into the deep part of your brain and say, you know what?
I've been here before. I've been here before.
Right,
I
know how to do this.
God really has
Right,
me.
something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. Somebody gonna, you know, pay their rent on time or something. You know what I mean? Money just sometimes come out of the sky. You know what I mean? So when you really see the blessings that you really have, and then from your experience, being able to reflect on those blessings, it allows you to find a lot more contentment and relax yourself within situations that most people panic at. You know, so when you get to that groove within your business, you know what I mean, and within your own personal life, is when you can find real success.
Real success and real peace.
Yeah.
And real peace. I'm on that journey right now.
Right. And that's what it's mainly about, man.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to get to that position as early in life as you can so you can enjoy the rest of your life. You understand what I'm saying?
I very much know what you're saying. Since I've gotten in this, I've went so hard since I've gone in this. I've taken so many losses. That's my wife and one of my children who walking around over there. And God bless her.
I went back to school.
I love that.
I went back to school.
Did you?
I went back to Temple, Fox School of Business.
Heck yeah.
You know, and if that made for me, I needed it, but also as an example for my children.
Oh, good.
You know what I'm saying? That, all right, I'm this age, I'm at this point in life and within my career, and I still went back to school. So who is you? You understand that you can't continue continuous information. Education is important. You know what I mean? You got to keep qualifying yourself. That's the whole thing. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing.
No, you got to go get it.
And the more you qualify and the more information you got, the less you got to give away.
Oh, my God.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the more you don't know, the more you got to give away, because you got to hire so many different people with certain stuff that you literally can do yourself. You and your wife.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, it starts with us. You understand? We go super, super hard. You understand? You know, some challenges working with your wife and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you right there, y'all can both grind each other up when it's time to be grinding, and motivate each other, push each other, whatever the situation may be. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you really got to, you know, build your team from within outward. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your family is really most important element to your whole structure. So if you can tolerate that, and I say tolerate because it's important, because it goes to that leisure thing. You don't want to be around the people that you work with all the time either. Sometimes, you understand? So, but if you could tolerate it and you enjoy each other as much as we do, then, you know, it'll help you get to that point that you can actually hire people, take less responsibility off of your wife, take less responsibility off yourself. You understand?
We're at that stage right now where we are hiring people to make our life a little bit more leisurely so that we can just focus on the things that are important.
And download AI.
There we go. I use it, the little chat GPT. I use it.
GPT, man.
Oh, yeah.
Is a game changer. You know, a lot of stuff that it took you a long time to have to do. You know what I mean? Because literally, like I said, we do marketing, we do our websites. You understand? So remember, you doing these websites, you had to hire someone to do content writing for you. you know. So now you don't need all of that stuff. So now it's like, I just think it's really important that you really use the technology that's there, take advantage of it, because it's unbelievable. Like, you can literally take your whole contract, drop it in Chat GPT, and tell it to tell you what questions or things that you need to look out for.
Yeah, it'll do everything.
So I'm ready to build me a robot.
Man.
Yeah, build me a robot. But it's really, you know, refreshing to sit down and talk with y'all guys. I seen y'all in here before doing your podcasts and stuff, and I just wanted to come in and add any information, any support, you know what I mean, that I can to the world of construction and real estate, because there's a lot of opportunity out there right now, especially in Philadelphia right now. People don't even really realize, but
they're sleeping on us. They shouldn't.
They sleeping on Philadelphia. Like, Philadelphia is a beautiful city, and we got to help prove that on the national level.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of stuff coming to the pipeline. 2026, they got the FIFA football stuff coming. It's like for so those guys that don't have a lot of empty units, you know, do month-to-month rent, because 2026 you might want to Airbnb the places that you got, because it's going to be a ton of about 500,000 extra people coming into the city during that time.
Yeah, it's gonna be popping.
Yep. So we just got to figure out how to strategically take advantage of it.
Facts. But hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you a ton for coming on. I've loved speaking with you and getting to know you. Thank you so much.
Bring me back on when I accomplish more stuff, so I can share more information.
That's what we'll do. Let's do it. All right, everybody. Happy hunting. Thank you.
Thank you.